Shose no Jutsu! Big news update for Shinobi Striker. We have a ton of new jutsu that you'll be able to use, including some secret jutsu as well. But perhaps the most exciting news is that amongst those ninjutsu are summoning jutsu. That's right, we're getting one summon per each class. Every type is gonna have a different creature they can summon. All of them do slightly different things, but let's break down all of that along with the new jutsu that we've learned. My name is Globku and welcome to today's Shinobi Striker update. So the website is now showcasing 2 complete loadouts for each character type. And we're gonna look at each one of these loadouts and deduce what's new and what was already known. The first loadout for the attack type starts with the secret jutsu, the 7 Heavenly Breaths, which isn't new. We knew it was part of the game when we saw some gameplay coming out of E3 2018. But this is actually the first time that we have the description for this jutsu, and I was very curious to know whether or not it would just be sort of a clone of the 8 gates, or if it actually had some different effects. The description reads, a surgeon who temporarily strengthens physical ability with a special breathing method. Keeps recovering health while their attack power and moving speed also rises. Looking at the 8 gates description, this is very similar. It also mentions boosting health and increasing attack power as well as movement. So it really looks like it doesn't matter which one you pick. Maybe cooldowns are slightly different. Maybe the healing on the 7 Heavenly Breaths is better, but the 8 gates has more attack power. Those little details we'll have to wait for the final game to find out. But honestly, I'm a bit bummed that this is just sort of a duplicate, right? We have 2 jutsu that do virtually the same, and I don't think that's very cool. What is very cool though is the first ninjutsu that we have here on this loadout. This is a teleportation jutsu, or the body flicker technique, activating and strengthening the body with chakra to perform a high-speed movement jutsu. Not even the eye can see. When used, you'll quickly move in any direction. This can be used continuously. The screenshot doesn't look like much, but this seems to be a high-speed movement jutsu. Now keep in mind, you are taking up a ninjutsu slot for having this ability. It seems incredible for mobility, capture the flag game modes and stuff like that, where you have to go from point A to point B very fast. I mean, that looks just perfect. But you are sacrificing a ninjutsu slot, which means potential attack ability. You will not be able to equip it here. And the fact that this can be used continuously, just imagine flash stepping 1, 2, 3. It's not the yellow flash technique, but I think this is the closest we're gonna get, and it's exclusive to attack types. And the last ability on this loadout is the Leaf Gale from Rock Lee. Now, Rock Lee already has his jutsu filled out, so he will probably not teach you this jutsu specifically. This might be something that you just unlock or just have from the get-go. The description reads, a technique that approaches the target at high speed, sweeps the floor with their legs, and there is a guard break effect. So unlike the Leaf Flash or the Leaf Whirlwind, which deal damage and also move quickly towards the opponent, this one does that, but breaks the guard as well. Maybe it deals less damage to make up for that fact, but we'll see in the final game, won't we? Then we move on to the second loadout of the attack types, and we have a very exciting secret jutsu here. The Cloak of Lightning. Yes, this is the 4th Haikage's technique, where he envelops his entire body in chakra. The description for the ability says, the Cloak of Lightning is a technique that strengthens the body. The user increases melee attack speed, movement speed, and it persists even when you're taking damage. Which I'm pretty sure the other types of enhancement kind of ninjutsu, like the 8 gates, the 7 Heavenly Breaths, you can also take damage and that won't interrupt your jutsu. Maybe what this means is that you gain armor and your attacks can't be interrupted, but either way, it doesn't seem to be a melee buff as far as damage goes. It's just a speed buff. Next, we have our first summoning technique of the day, Summoning Snake. This jutsu summons a snake. The serpent guards and attacks the spot where it was summoned. After some time has passed or some damage has been dealt to the serpent, it will return. The summoning jutsu all work very similarly. You summon a creature and it stays in place. It's not gonna run around with you, ever. For the serpent, it seems that it just attacks around the area and there's nothing really special to it. It seems like the most basic of summoning jutsu that we're gonna look at today. The snake itself looks like Aura, which is Sasuke's snake, but I'm gonna say that it's just a generic snake because all the other summoning jutsu are all just kind of like generic animals and not specific anime characters. And the last ninjutsu we have for today for the attack types is the lightning style Lariat. Yes, Killer Bees and the 4th Raikage's jutsu. Second Raikage jutsu, does this mean we potentially could get the Raikage as a mentor? Maybe Killer Bee as a mentor. I mean, he could also teach us the cloak. Unconfirmed at this point, but it's a pretty serious hint for the final attack type character. The description reads, body art that concentrates thunder chakra in the arm and dives towards the target at ultra high speed. The user keeps rushing for a certain distance and the object in contact with it keeps blowing up greatly. Japanese translations, what are you gonna do? This description is actually very similar to the Raikiri, so for a moment there when I saw the ability I actually thought, oh, it's just the Raikiri, we're not gonna learn anything new. But no, it's called the Lariat, no doubt about it, even though the effect could be very similar to the Raikiri in the end. Moving on to range types, we start with a jutsu that we had already seen, the fire style giant flame bombs, originally used by Jiraiya, but this is the first time that we actually see a description for this jutsu, and it says that this is a jutsu that blows a gigantic flame towards the target. Since the flame spreads widely, it's effective against multiple enemies. So kind of no surprise there, it is what we all expected. The first ninjutsu of this loadout is actually kind of the same. It's called the fire style flame bombs, so just not giant flame bombs, they're just flame bombs, a lamer alternative. Even the description mentions that this jutsu blows a flame, and although its power is lower than the giant flame bombs, its cooldown time is short. And the last ninjutsu on this loadout is just the Phoenix Flower jutsu, which we've already seen plenty of during the open beta. The second loadout, I hope you guys are ready for this. Blaze Release Susano Kagutsuchi. This description sounds super overpowered. I bet you guys are gonna enjoy that. A technique to shoot an Amaterasu black flame changed into an arrow shape. Shoot multiple arrows at multiple targets. So not only are you summoning a Susano around you, meaning you're completely protected, then you just kind of fire away. Just sit there and pew, 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 pew. This seems crazy powerful. If this thing has a lower cooldown than the Kamui, we're gonna have words, because I'm calling this overpowered already. Next, the range type summoning jutsu is the Salamander. Yes, the one that we've seen in screenshots previously, finally confirmed to be a ninjutsu. The description is similar to the snake. It reads that it's a jutsu that summons a salamander. The salamander releases poison on the spot and attacks nearby enemies. After some time has passed or damage has been dealt to the salamander, it will return. So unlike the snake, it doesn't just sit and attack nearby targets. It does that and also shoots poison, which again that's why I said the snake sounds like the lamest of all the summonings, because all it does is attack. At least the salamander also shoots poison, and we're gonna see the other ones also do extra stuff as well. And the final ninjutsu on this loadout is the lightning shuriken net. Again, a jutsu that we've had experience with during the first closed beta. That's it for range types. Moving on to defense, it starts with the earth style earth pillar explosion, a secret jutsu that we had already seen in a previous trailer and also during E3 2018, the build, the gameplay that came out. That was good. Sent us. The description reads, a jutsu that makes the ground explode. Although the damage is low, it has a wide range around the user. So not a high damaging ability. None of the secret jutsu from defense types seem to deal a lot of damage. It mostly seems to be meant for crowd control and stuff like that. Earth style doesn't seem to be an exception to that. The first jutsu we see is Earth Style Hardening. This jutsu hardens the user's body while active. Attacks are invalidated, but the user cannot act. Again, we had seen this previously. This loadout just kind of feels like Mei from Overwatch. She has the ice block, she has the ice wall, and this guy has the rock block and the mud wall jutsu, which is the next ninjutsu. For the first time we have a description. It's not surprising. This jutsu releases chakra, creating a solid earth barrier. The barrier lasts for a certain period of time or disappears when it receives a certain amount of damage. So that means you can actually attack the mud wall, same as the Yamato domed wall jutsu. There are a lot of walls in this game right now, so just pick your favorite. And then moving on to the second loadout of defense types. First up, we have the water prison jutsu, which we've seen plenty of during the closed beta, the open beta. It's the secret jutsu from defense types that we've seen the most. So no surprises there. Moving on to the defense type summoning technique, it's the Toad. Finally, the Toad from that first Shinobi Striker trailer. Naruto summons a Toad, it shoots a water cannon. It seems that jutsu has transitioned from the attack types over to the defense types, but its effect seems to be exactly what we expected. A jutsu that summons a Toad, the Toad shoots out a water ball and attacks nearby enemies. After some time has passed or some damage has been dealt to the Toad, it will return. Again, here's a summon that attacks nearby enemies, but also it shoots water balls. What do you shoot, Snake? Moving on to the next ninjutsu, which doesn't look exciting at first. I'm just gonna start by reading the description. The technique of releasing chakra from the whole body, flipping the opponent and rotating him. This could mean anything. It sounds like a lame jutsu, except when you translate the jutsu, when you read the kanji, the jutsu's name, it says Hakesho Kaiten. This is the 8 trigrams palm rotation, and the screenshot is probably the end of the jutsu as the rotation is ending. This is Neji's. Neji's jutsu has made it into the game, guys. This is big news. It's very exciting to see. It might be a hint to Neji being in the final game, but of course, this could just be a jutsu that defense types learn without a mentor. So I'm still rooting for Zabuza for defense type, but we'll see. That's it for defense types, actually. Let's move on to heal types, and on heal types, we're actually not gonna start by looking at the 2 loadouts that they have on the website. We're actually gonna take a moment to look at Kabuto, because Kabuto finally has his final ninjutsu revealed on the website, and that is a healing jutsu as we suspected. It's the pre-healing jutsu, which is a medical jutsu to enhance the healing ability of the body with chakra. It gives the user an automatic recovery state, regenerating health for a certain period of time. We've seen a little bit of this in action in a short gameplay clip that they've released with Kabuto in pain, and it is a healing jutsu that just heals you, no one else. This is the selfish healing jutsu. It seems to act a little bit like the Palm Sage jutsu, where your body regenerates health over time, but you don't need to channel it, meaning it can't be interrupted after you activate it. And there you go, one more healing option if you're running a heal type character. Let's look at what else is there with heal type loadouts. The first loadout starts with the barrier method formation, the sealing jutsu that we've seen during one of the previous trailers. Now we have a description for it as well. It says that expand marks, sealing the opponent, restricting them by putting them into an inoperable state. It's an AoE stun. Basically, that's it. The other 2 ninjutsu are actually the jutsu that we had in the open beta, so the paralysis jutsu and the Palm Sage jutsu, meaning nothing new here. Let's move on. The second loadout, though, it shows the secret jutsu from Kabuto first, the Nirvana Monastery jutsu, which puts everyone in the area to sleep and apparently also resets their ninjutsu or makes it inoperable. The translation is a bit rough, but it seems to affect cooldowns in some way. And then we have the heal type summoning jutsu, which is the slug. You might remember these creatures from Sakura and Tsunade's summoning jutsu, and as you would expect, this is a jutsu that summons a slug. The slug will continuously heal nearby allies after some time has passed or some damage has been dealt to the slug. It will return. So this is the only summoning jutsu that doesn't attack nearby allies, but it's a healing jutsu. It just heals everyone around them, and it might be a good bait for the opponent. Like if they see a slug healing everyone around, they might target the slug and start attacking it, leaving you completely open and free to destroy them with your other attacking ninjutsu. And the last ninjutsu we have for today, the second one of this loadout, it's quite curious as well. This is the weighted Boulder jutsu, the one from Ononoki. And even though it has Boulder in the name, it has nothing to do with boulders. This is a technique that manipulates gravity on objects. It applies a movement speed reduction effect to anyone hit by the attack. And looking at the screenshot, it seems to be an ability that is used from a melee range. So you need to get in close to the opponent, hit them with this so they can't run away. I don't know if I see the point in this ability. I mean, we have the ceiling tags, which also reduce enemies' movement speed, but on the other hand, you might want to use a different ninja tool. I heard there are some tags that actually heal people, for instance. So if you want to run that and then use this to prevent people from running away, I don't know. I think the gravity techniques from Ononoki are super fascinating, and I'd love to see more of those. The way this one works in game, not feeling it yet. And that's gonna do it for today. Let me know which of these jutsu you're more excited to use. It's the Susanoo, isn't it? Okay. I don't know why I bother asking. Special thank you and shout out to all the Premium Bush Ninja, especially these guys right here on the left side of the screen. They keep this channel alive. Thank you so much. You too can help us survive by going into Patreon and becoming a Premium Bush. But as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.